Grand Madam, everybody. Big shout out to Graphiel and Bartzabel and the planet Mars. Today's video is questions for Luzerne County, Pennsylvania's family courthouse. I have a conclusion. I'm just gonna put it out there that I feel I should be made whole due to the fact that my rights have been violated severely. I have proof of my claim that touches all three burdens of proof as far as evidence goes. And most recently, which is what I'm going to be discussing today, I just want to call out a few things. So if somebody calls and asks for information relevant to a court order that was passed and the office people are quoted as stating verbatim, we don't need to serve you, you're pro se, get an attorney, and then, then we'll deal with it. You know what that's called? That's called legal fraud. And legal fraud is the intentional deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain or to deprive a victim of a legal right. A legal right being my right to be served. Especially when you have been nonstop harassing me, threatening me with contempt, badgering me, and having your client text me, insisting on texting them, despite, from my end, I can furbish a authenticated document from my company showing that these texts are incoming to me, not outgoing to the opposing party. Now, when you intentionally don't serve somebody, that is an intentional delay and obstruction of the legal process. That's another violation. So I digress. I should be made whole and compensated due to clear negligence, bias, very clear bias, civil rights violations, intention to deceive, defraud, forgery, perjury, and just delay due process, which I did not get any kind of due process. I got nothing at all. I walked in there with a pile of documents that support my claim, and other people walk in there with cat shit, meth addicts, stating that I'm the drug addict, despite the fact that I have never failed a drug test. I have my child abuse clearances. There has never been any domestic violence, domestic abuse, burglary, or trespassing in my home, any kind of physical assault on my body or my children, any kind of sexual attempts made on my kids. Now, all of those things have factually happened, just not in my house. I'm sure if people looked into public records, they can pull things up as it being public information. They could see some people may have had these things happen in their house time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. In excess of 5 or 6 occurrences, to be exact, maybe even 9, rounded up. Now, the rules I'm referencing my conclusion to are legal fraud, perjury, delaying due process, PA forgery. PA forgery, again, as a refresher, in case we forgot, is constituted when a person intentionally, knowingly attempts to defraud or cause harm to someone else through means of fabrication or imitation. Now, the intent to deceive for profit must be prominent and obvious, and not me analyzing physical material evidence that is a court record and stamped by the post office. So December 4th, there was a court order made demanding a 5-panel drug test, hair follicle, again, 4th one this year, mental health evaluation, and on top of that and my hair follicle test, another drug and alcohol evaluation. Mind you, I have no record, never been arrested. My nursing license is current. I have no marks on my record. I have a bunch of speeding tickets because I drive like an absolute asshole, and I own that. Again, my child abuse clearances and everything I need to work directly with children because I love being a father. So I digress. You passed an order December 4th and ordered me 5 business days to complete this. That would give me a due date of December 11th. Now, looking at this postage stamp, it is dated December 20th. That is 20. And I received it December 23rd, which would obviously put me behind bars had I not have completed this, because I was never served this, and according to Luzerne County Family Court, they don't have to serve me because I am pro se. December 6th, another order was passed for another hair follicle test. Mind you, I'm not the one losing weight. If you look up public info, there's no record of anything in my house. There might be elsewhere in other people's homes. Well, given they have a home, I have my own place. I didn't lose anything because I can't afford a home, so I'm not homeless, you know. But I have 2 orders back to back with different dates, different stamped dates, different received dates as per my USPS informed delivery. This one was ordered December 6th but mailed out December 7th. When I called, they stated they didn't have to serve me, but I got it emailed to me on December 9th, and I received a letter on December 11th. Now, from the 6th, 5 days, again, I had to do this. That would give it a due date of December 12th. Luckily, I knew ahead of time because somebody messaged me laughing about it, because somehow they already knew that the judge ordered this, even though I wasn't notified, but they knew ahead of time, you know, because there's no fraternizing or unlawful communications, you know, despite the fact that I'm pro se litigant. You know, I took it negative again, but I have 2 orders from 2 different dates, both with, you know, clear demands for cash only payments, 0 instructions on how to finish the rest of the order, which still holds me in contempt, which means they're going to try to put me in jail because I woke up the one day to 85 text messages to my phone, and then later that day I had threats of being held in contempt for messaging somebody that I never actually texted. So I'm just wondering, you know, again, I stated my conclusion, I gave the rules I'm following, I analyzed the proof, material evidence. Again, all 3 burdens of proof I can touch on with material evidence. Nothing that was illegally obtained, fabricated, or forged, so my evidence is legal by federal and state law. So if there was any evidence you guys had, either illegally obtained it or it was forged. So, I mean, as a single male who's never been married, it's not like I have a wife who can give crazy information about me. As a matter of fact, you know, my girlfriend could have testified against me because we're not married. I've never been married, but, you know, well, people like to throw shade at me who have been married 6 or 7 times, have failed. Every single one of them failed, you know, divorced how many times. But I'm the terrible human being. I've never been married even once. But I digress. Again, Luzerne County. This is clear negligence and very, very clear evidence of forgery and legal fraud. What is the purpose of these multiple orders with conflicting dates, all the dates in which would put me in contempt, lacking the remaining information, and lack of communication with me as I am representing myself? You're not going to get rid of me unless you kill me, and if you did that, it would be pretty suspect because I have all my videos posted. So, I mean, I'm demanding to be made whole. I mean, you can send your lawyer and we could start discussions, or we could see how this unravels. That's all I have to say for today. Happy Tuesday, everybody.